Hello, 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 fine people. Look, I had to go all over my house. My grandson is up in the room I usually do everything in. I'm retarded up here. I mean, I'm looking crazy. But my grandson's up in the room I usually do things in. So I was, all right, let me go into the former living room. Then all of a sudden I noticed that it wasn't moving right. So then I said, okay, let me try to go over to the dining room. Lord have mercy. So here we are. I think this is gonna be my spot until my husband get here. Yeah, start making noise in the kitchen. But we here to talk about Married to Medicine, episode 7, season 11, the Mean Girl Gala. And I'm gonna say it, and I don't care who don't like it. Dr. Heavenly, she ran this show. I don't care what nobody said. She ran it. She had me dying laughing, and I would say she's the most valuable player right now because everybody mad at her. Well, at least 3 people are, but she has some good shade, and we'll go over some of the things Dr. Heavenly talked about in her live earlier today. She went live on YouTube and she went live on Patreon also. So I got a couple little things out of there, but we're going to start out with the Mean Girl Gala. It starts out with Toya and her boys, and she's talking to the boy, Ashton, I believe that is. Oh, so he got little braids in his hair. Go ahead, Ashton. Talking to him about not cleaning up behind himself as when he's cooking. He made some cinnamon rolls or whatever and just put the stuff in the sink. My kids sometimes don't even make, and my kid grown. And my husband, they put the stuff on the counter. So at least he made it to the sink. But yeah, she said, there's no invisible people around here washing dishes. Boy, get in there. What? I understand it. I think my kids did better when they were younger. Then they became adults. It's like, because our daughter was here over the summer while she was getting her house built. And I'm like, God. I'm the only maid around this joke. So I understand you, Toya. I feel your pain. So then we flash over to Dr. Scott. Scott. He getting Botox. He called it, I think he said Brotox. So he getting Brotox and fillers. I can't have no pretty man. Yeah, but I don't like this ring light in my eyes. But I'm like, Dr. Scott, really? I don't know. That was my husband. He would be, no, my husband ain't getting that kind of mess, no way. But no. So he's getting his Botox. Then we flash over to Dr. Heavenly and Zachary. Dr. Heavenly, stop it. They're on a boat, and he's trying to show her how to drive the boat. And honey, she ain't doing something right. It looked like she about to crash into something. So then we go from Zachary and Dr. Heavenly over to, it flashes to Dr. Simone, Jackie, and Cecil. And they're all in the car, and they're headed down to the lakefront home of Zachary's. That's what Dr. Heavenly and her husband bought. We learned that today in the Patreon, that she bought that house, where her and her husband or whomever bought the house for their son. Okay. So that little house that Phaedra was talking about, yeah, that's the 22-year-old son's house. Okay. So they're going down there and they're discussing, Dr. Simone and Jackie are discussing the birthday of Michael. He turns 22. And like everybody in the house waking up, he turns 22. And they're discussing, because Jackie actually delivered Michael. And Simone is talking about his circumcision. And she was was saying something about her son. Did you make him have a pretty penis? Because Dr. Jackie delivered him and also did his circumcision. So he started talking this way to Dr. Simone's husband, Cecil. And he was like, I don't want to hear nothing about no penis talk. Or circumcision. So they're talking and everything. And then they get to talking about Phaedra. And, and Phaedra and the Met Gala. And, they were talking about Dr. Jackie couldn't get a hold of Phaedra, and she needed to get, let's see here. She needed to make sure that, they get the things together for the Med Gala. And Phaedra wasn't answering. Then she got to asking her questions about this, that, and the other, and everything is child. So that's what her and Simone is talking about. So then they flash over to Phaedra, King, and Quad. They're all in the car together, and they're headed down to Dr. Heavenly's son's house, Zachary's lakefront house. And Quad decides to tell Phaedra, hey, this Med Gala, honey, you better make sure you take the minutes and everything, write everything down, because, they're saying you ain't doing nothing but move a spit around in your mouth and nothing else, because, they're not, they can't, get the money, the money that you said you was going to get donated, because Dr. Jackie wanted to do $25,000, but Phaedra said, no, honey, I'm the fundraising queen. I can get 100,000. I can do that all day long. It's no big deal. I can do it. Well, anyway, so Phaedra was like, what? She talking about me? Really? I know. Then she goes in her confessional and says, I don't know why she trying to throw me under the bus, because the only reason why she's throwing this Med Gala is because she's trying to clean up from last year when she took a beating about what she said on Dr. Heavenly's YouTube page. And then they flash over to Andy talking to Dr. Jackie at the reunion last year about the comments she made. So she said, don't throw me under the bus while I'm sweeping, So, quiet, why are you talking too much? So I guess she had to be the bone carrier for them, for that purposes. So they get on down there to Dr. Heavenly's house. The whole purpose of them going to Dr. Heavenly's son's house, Zachary's house, is to celebrate Zachary. He's going to go to dental school, and they're going to send him off and have give him money, and he's telling them he don't need no money. And Dr. Heavenly said, you know how much your tuition is? You better get that money. Get your money from your aunties and uncles, because they got money and we need it, And so of course, when Dr. Simone, Cecil, and Dr. Jackie arrived, Cecil's trying to walk, because they walk up to the house, but like it's kind of down a hill or something. It got to be down the hill because the water's out there. So it's like down the hill, and Cecil got on these sandals, and he's trying to walk. He said, oh, these are wrong shoes. I'm looking at him trying to walk like, oh, Lord, please don't let this man fall. So then when Quad and Phaedra and King arrives, King is in the middle, and he's walking hand in hand with Quad. And then, they notice, Phaedra might be having a little problem because it's steep. She said, it's steep boots, honey. So she goes over and she says to him, you can help her, hold her by her arm so you can help her walk. So he grabbed her by her hand. She said, I didn't say grab her by her hand. Hold her by her arm. They just joking around. So, they come there and they greet Dr. Heavenly. But the first thing that Dr. Simone says to Dr. Heavenly because Alora has her dog in the stroller. And she go, "Is that your grandbaby?" So I'm like, okay. So the women we're going upstairs, and the men are going to be downstairs. It's like the lake house has a double decker on it. This boy 22 years old and his parents got him a $400,000 home, which now is worth over $600,000. I need Dr. Heavenly to adopt me. So while the men are, because they get a chance, this is when the men are getting a chance to meet King. And King, he's new to the group, and the men are excited, especially Cecil. Like, I've been waiting to meet you. I've been coming around there for a whole 2 years trying to meet somebody. And he let them know that they had to keep the relationship, quiet, wanted to keep him a secret for a year. So they've been dating 14 months. So we also find out as he's talking to the men, or before the men, I can't remember, but he find out that while he's talking to the men, we find out that he's born in Jamaica and he was raised, I believe, in New York. Okay. Fine man. You're fine man. I will say. A nice tall glass of chocolate something. He's nice looking. So, I mean, he looks like he smells really, really good. Go ahead, Quiet. Miss Quiet, she got it. So, as they're there, the women get to discussing the trip, and Toya tells Phaedra that she cannot plan another trip. She said, because this trip, we're not together. And evidence of that is because Sweet Tea and Dr. Contessa was not invited here. Now, Toya, we do realize this is something for Zachary. And the way those women left, I don't see why they would invite Dr. Contessa or Sweet Tea. I don't, no. So they're having this dinner, they have food and stuff laid out. And like I said, Elora is there, and so is Zachary. So, and the men are downstairs, and they're discussing and trying to give advice to King about how the women are. And for basically the men to stay out of women's business. Because you guys be told one thing, and the next thing you know, those women are back talking and y'all mad at each other. So it's like, it's not worth it, But Dr. Damon is talking, and while he's talking, Dr. Eugene and Cecil are kind of smirking because they know, what's going on between Dr. Damon and Dr. G, okay? So they finish off the dinner, and then they go out to the pier, and they talk about, how Black men in the medical field and Black men doctors, and just Blacks being medical professionals, period, how it's such a low percentage. And, they congratulate him on everything, but we're going to back it up a little bit because I done went past the main part while the women was talking. So after Toya had said all that and that they are not there, Sweet Tea or Dr. Contessa, they go on and start talking about the Med Gala. No, before that, I take that back. Toya wanted Dr. Heavenly to make an apology about saying your mama. And basically not to say it no more. And Dr. Heavenly said, I cannot make a promise of something that I can't keep because I don't want to be like Phaedra. So Phaedra was like, what? Yeah, because she says says stuff that she don't keep, like basically her end of the deal. Because Jackie didn't say it. My friend done said you ain't done did shit. She needed my help. I had to step in. And then Dr. Simone goes, yeah, because she's the co-chair now. And she was like, Phaedra was like, it ain't no big deal. Do you want to be the coach? I can quit and you can go ahead and do it. Take my job. And Dr. Heaven was like, no, because you promised $100,000 and that's not what I'm doing. And so she was like, because it ain't no big deal. She said, I get the $100,000 even if I have to write the check myself because I ain't going to, she said, I'm not like you bitches. Well, I was like, what kind of bitches are we? And them doctors got kind of like, wait a minute, hold on. And them confessionals, they was a little concerned, like, who do you think we are? Tread lightly, ma'am, tread lightly. Because they feel like she's all fake. Because, honey, I swear Dr. Heavenly read her down. In her Patreon and a little bit on her YouTube page. She read her down. But she was just saying, no, because all of them, just like, we're doctors, we work, we're in the same income tax bracket as you. So don't get it twisted, ma'am. And, they were trying to figure out, like, what does them bitches mean? Or bitches like you? So then Toya goes, I wish I could say that. Because, that hierarchy, so evidently, the hierarchy, Phaedra thinks she's top notch. And then it would be the doctors, then the wives. And Sweet Tea is at the bottom of the room. That's the way it goes. I ain't said, but that's what's being said. Basically, so after all that shade throwing and stuff, they kind of laugh and kiki and all that kind of stuff. But, like I said, at the end of the dinner and everything, they give Zachary like a send-off, and really, praising him up, and hear Phaedra say, congratulations to the smart family, the smart Black family, because, they're doctors, and Alora and Zachary will follow in their parents' footsteps and be some kind of doctor. Well, Zachary's going to be the dentist, and Alora plans on having an MD also, or some kind of doctorate. So let me get off of that. So the next scene that I have is, I don't know if it's out of order, but the next scene would be Phaedra and Sweet Tea. Now, Phaedra, I just want to know why, once the girl gets there, you all on the breast. And they just, because you know what? When Phaedra does things, I'm wondering, like, why are you doing this? And for what purpose? And your purpose usually is a backhanded compliment or some kind of shade throwing that Sweet Tea just don't see. Now, we know that Sweet Tea is a heavy-chested girl, and a lot of times her bras do not fit right. So I don't know if she was really trying to, what Dr. Heavenly said, don't accept, when Phaedra gives you a compliment, she really talking about you. So, and she would just say, oh, the babies would love to lay right here. And she put her head right there. I'm like, come on, Phaedra, why are you doing all this? But anyways, so Phaedra fills Sweet Tea in about the dinner at Zachary's house, Zachary's lake house that Dr. Heavenly had. And she's, of course, you and Contessa wasn't invited. Like, yeah, because you went there. And she's, I'm going there anyway. So then she let her know that that Dr. Heavenly had spoke at the dinner saying that she would probably have a sit down with Dr. Contessa. And Sweet Tea kind of got upset, like, why she gonna have a sit down with her and she can't even do an apology to me? Because she still wants an apology. Sweet Tea, Dr. Heavenly do not fuck with you. And that's the best way I can say it. And stop wanting an apology. This older lady is not trying to be your friend at all. She's not. Girl, get some of your own little friends and move around, honey, and try to get them on the show. And we're gonna talk about that. So, as Phaedra is talking, she tells her about Dr. Jackie and what Dr. Jackie has been saying about her. Phaedra is true though. So why are you upset? I'm not understanding. Why are you upset? So Phaedra has said that, Heavenly, she's a church-going woman. Sweet Tea was like, what church? And she goes, Hell, the church, well, she said, Hell First Baptist. I mean, this episode is full of little shade, though. And so she was letting Sweet Tea know that since, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie is so close, she said, you can't, I quote, you can't be that close to the devil and not have devilish ways. Saying that Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly are two peas in a pod. Other than Dr. Heavenly is her mouthpiece. And that's what she is saying. So we move on from there. We got Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly arriving at the gala. So, they're arriving there at the event. They don't have their dresses on, but, the hair is done and everything. And so they come in and look around. They come separately. And Dr. Heavenly, when she arrives, she won't ask the event planner, what did Phaedra do? And the backstory to all that is the event to put on cost over $30,000. And Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie each paid $15,000 plus to get the thing going. Okay? So, plus at the meeting where they had at the at Zachary's house, I forgot to say, they had agreed that each of the ladies would pay $2,500 apiece. But Toya didn't think they should ask Sweet Tea and Contessa. And Dr. Jackie said, no, we're going to ask everybody. So evidently, they paid the $2,500. Only person that didn't pay was Toya. I better talk about that. So let me keep going here. So the fundraiser, who the charity that they're going to have the donations for is called Cures for Mom, and Kira is the wife of the guy who is, I forgot his name, who is the founder of this group, of this charity. His wife died in childbirth or after childbirth. Actually, he has to be the son of Judge, I want to say Judge Hatchett. One of them TV judges. Because I remember when this happened, when his wife had passed from childbirth, because they didn't listen to her or whatever. So, and they didn't listen to her, and they also even talked about I think it was on this show, or either, I know for a fact that Serena Williams, somebody who was status, she had issues and they did not want to listen to her. And turns out her situation could have really, really gotten bad, but she had demanded, because I think maybe something was trying to rupture. I'm not very sure, but whatever it is, But they were just saying, even a person who is affluent as Serena Williams, because she this color, they don't think that we're actually in pain like that. I think they think we have a high pain tolerance or whatever. So then we flash over to Dr. Contessa. Dr. Contessa is trying on this Statue of Liberty crown, trying to get ready for the Med Gala. And her daughter goes, and so does this, I don't know who the other lady was. No. And the daughter says, I think one of the diamonds then fell out. But she was going to wear this. And Dr. Heavenly always say, like she go to Party City to get dressed. I don't know. So she was looking for an outfit, and that was a fail. But Dr. Contessa, she takes her daughter, which is the oldest girl, to the Med Gala. So then we flash over to Quad and King. And he got on his robe, and they talking all sexy, and he's like, do you got time or whatever? And so as they get to talking, she asked him, will you be speaking to my ex-husband tonight? And he's like, I'm not really concerned. And he asked her, are you living in the past or in the future? Why, he's like, that's your past. He's, basically, I'm your future. So, and I'm like this. If I walk into a room and someone is there, we're all by each other, I'm going to speak, because him, Dr. G. Come on, girl. I would keep it moving. Hey, sweet tea. Hey, Dr. G. So anyways, so then we go over and we see Dwight and Phaedra. And they're so in sync because Dwight, he pulls out his suit coat and he has yellow in it. So Phaedra's like, oh, we're such alike. Yes, they're bosom buddies. Okay, Dwight, he used to always be on Roa, the hairstylist. So then we get to the Med Gala. And my husband about to come in. Hold on one second. Okay, so now we're at the Med Gala. And let's go over some of the looks. I had put some of the looks up here. Let's go. Oh, come on now. We'll go over to the looks. And for the most part, the funniest one is Dr. Heavenly. And then at the Met Gala, we meet Dr. Mimi and her husband, Steve. Dr. Mimi is a psychiatrist, and her husband is an ex-football player. So here are some of the looks from the gala. Let me get it. I guess I didn't get all of them on there, but here we go. And also some of the ones who came. Let me go here. I thought I had them all on there. Lord have mercy. See, when you be trying to do something, and pull it back up. Okay. So some of the ones that were there is some of our former Married to Medicine cast members. So let me share my screen and we can see some of the cast members here. And I thought, let's share screen. Let me go here. So we have Dr. Alicia was there. I think she's a beautiful girl. Just stunning. She's beautiful. Then we also have let me go back this way. Nah, that's from live earlier today. We had Anila and her husband was there. So, and this guy right here, this is Steve. That's the ex-football player. So we got Anila there. And then we have, Dr. Simone in her outfit. So I'm going to play the video I made and just listen to the words. I tried to put everybody in order, but Dr. Heavenly knows she is a mess, a hot mess, talking big stuff about everybody. So here, let's go to the video real quick. And I'll make sure I'm trying to make sure I did take that unmute my mic. I want to be talking and I'm still on mute. Okay, so here's the video I made. No, shut the front door. Here, let me add this clip. I tell you, when you be trying to do something, it don't be working. I don't think this is the one. Never mind. We ain't got to look at it from here. We can look at it from here. Shoot. Because I could have swore it was already added in there. You know, when you be moving fast. And I was trying to get this stuff in there. Let's see here. We'll go back here. I got it in my photos. So let me find it. And here we go. Okay.
You look good. So funny. I love this outfit. This event has come together. It's amazing. Everyone looks beautiful, but Simone, why? She looked like the Blair Witch Project. You know they dressed the Blair Witch head on. They came in like a ghost just flew in. Sharon, hello, brother. And then Contessa always looks like she always going out her way to be noticed. Well, this black piece is all Indian. I don't want to talk about Sweet Tea, but her dress is so ugly. She look like she got it from Heavenly Beauty Daddy. Remember the prom dress we had in the back? We're rubbing off on each other, girl. Hey, it was on sale. It was on clearance, but she came through. This is beautiful. Look.
So, so Sweet Tea was at the end. But the funniest part was Sweet Tea trying to get out that car. And she was trying to get her husband to help her because she was not able to get out. You know, the dress is big or whatever. And so here he go. I stuck the G because you could tell she was kind of mad. He's going to say this to her, and I quote. He said, I think you got your helmet on backwards, baby. He's trying to help her with this. I'm like, what the heck? I would be so mad at him. So our looks are, we got Dr. Contessa. We got Dr. Heavenly and her husband. We have, like I said again, we got Dr. Alicia. We have, this is Steve, the new couple, and his wife is off to the side, but this is Dr. Simone right here, Anila, and her husband, Kira. Okay, let's see the new couple again right here. And then also, guess what? Dr. Daddy, aka Dr. Damon, and Dr. G Makeup. Now, when they was over there talking and having their men's talk, here come Dr. Heavenly. Damon, we gotta go and take our picture. Well, Cecil was like, we talking real good right here, we're getting a lot of things. Give us a couple minutes, because Dr. Damon looking at her like, what? And he, Cecil, he gets her to go away. She's like, I'm sorry. So, the things are going fine, Dwight is there to be Phaedra's date, and he's also helping with the auction. So Dwight comes up there, and helps. Now, because I wanted to know who was the one who got this garage sale list of stuff. Looks like rummage sale stuff, that they're auctioning off. So they have a trip they're going to start off with. I guess it's supposed to be the big deal. They have a Morocco trip that does not include the flights. So they wanted them to bid and start the bid off at $4,000. And it was like, hell to the no. In the confessionals, they're like, why would you have a trip that does not include let me get this off of there. That does not include the airline, the flights at all. So they was not feeling that at all. Like, why in the world would you do something like that? I don't know, but that's what they did. And people wouldn't wanting to bid on it, but they end up getting $3,500 for it. So that's what it sold for. So then Quad comes out, and she's going to host 2 people for cooking lessons for $3,000. Girl, ain't that much damn cooking in the world. Never. Never. Unless it comes with a whole set of dishes and a whole set of new pots and pans and a stove. Maybe not a stove, but pots and pans or something. Maybe a microwave. I don't know, air fryer. I don't know. So, they started off at $3,000, and then the shade that Dr. G gives. He's like, why cooking ain't worth no $3,000. At first he said at the gala, while he's whispering to Sweet Tea, he's like, she can't cook. Or like she could, he said, no, like she can really cook. And then he says in the confessional, her cooking ain't worth no $3,000, but Sweet Tea's is, and Sweet Tea just pat him on the leg and said, stop lying. I'm just like, nah, Dr. G, you sure was over there eating that food up, though. But I don't think it's worth $3,000 either. So then, the messy bitch, Dr. Jackie, because Phaedra got on their nerves to back the story to that. Phaedra worked their nerves about this Med Gala. Oh, she did. So Dr. Jackie decides to put Phaedra on the auction block. And they're going to auction off Phaedra. A date with Phaedra. So Miss Messy ass Dr. Heavenly gets up there on that mic and says, oh, this big money right here. We started this off at $4,000. Shady. You know why she said that? Because Dr. G said that's what she said he had to pay her. Back then, $4,000 a month. So she goes, Dr. G, are you bidding? Contessa was in her confession was like, what the fuck? Sweet Tea just kind of looked. But I'm like, oh my goodness. What? Dr. Having backstory to that says she did this. She's like, yeah, I'm Jackie's mouthpiece. And that woman was a mess. She said, because, she's making like she can pay for everything, but she was coming to Dr. Heavily about very small things, about the alcohol they were going to have there. And they was like, Phaedra was like, well, we can just go to Costco. Now, this per Dr. Heavenly's live, that we can go to Costco's and get boxes of wine, and stuff like that. And the place where it was at a hotel, the West something, I don't know what is the name of it, because I ain't even from Atlanta, so I don't know. But it's some Sedity hotel there. They said, no, we can't have you bringing in box wine. We don't do that here. And then, so, Dr. Heavenly wanted to know, then how much is it for the liquor stuff? And I think it was like $2,500. So Dr. Heavenly said, charge it to my card. She's like, she come acting like that so grandiose that she got all this money, but she's coming about minor little monies. So Dr. Heavenly said, just charge my card, and left it like that. There's a lot of little stuff because Dr. Heavenly told Phaedra, do not come at Jackie about none of this other little stuff. Don't say nothing to her. So, we can handle this. Just put it on my card. And then Dr. Heavenly also stated that Phaedra treated the event planner so bad that the event planner stopped accepting Phaedra's calls. I thought, ooh-wee. So we got all that. Oh, so when they auctioned off Phaedra, no one would bid. So Phaedra, before that, Dr. Simone goes, oh, it looks like she's not going to, like she's not selling. We're going to have to pass on this. She's going to move on around or whatever. So Phaedra calls, I don't remember his name, Jackie Patterson, the man with the red hat. I think it was a red, mostly red and black hat with the pimp suit on. She calls him up there. Dr. Heavenly says she put the microphone up like this and told him just to go with it. So he's supposed to have paid the $4,000 for a date because they went on a date 30 years ago. But he said this time, because he paying this kind of money, she gonna have to put out. Really? So she just had that shit. Yes. So turns out that man just didn't want to go with it because they actually charged his card $4,000. And he wanted his money back. Dr. Heavenly, you're going to find out this in the previews for this week. But on Dr. Heavenly's live, Toya told her that Sweet Tea said the man was wanting his money back. So, Dr. Jackie gave him his money back. So no one bid on Phaedra at all. And then the shade was so real. Dr. Heavenly said, Phaedra, you're 50 now, honey. Just put the shit up because it ain't selling like it used to sell. And she told Phaedra, said in her confessional also, people don't want to pay for something they already had before. Dr. Heavenly was so comical in this. I mean, it was light shade. I don't, I see people getting all upset about everything. It was funny, if everything was so boring and so straight laced, we wouldn't even watch the show. We wouldn't. Never, just being for real. Because we might as well call it a documentary, because it would not be a reality TV that we're used to. So then they bring out, Lord have mercy, this glass bowl that Dr. Heavenly had people bid on, that Quad made. Then she blew and made. When they make the glass or whatever, you get to blow it. So at first it wasn't selling. So Sweet Tea had said to Quad, pass it around. Pass it around like the collection plate. He started doing it, people started putting money in it. Steve, the ex-NFL player that is married to Dr. Mimi, he bought it for $5,000. So that glass bowl got more money for it than Phaedra a date. So as all this is going on, and they get everything, all the different items bidded on, which a lot of stuff we didn't see, but they did like the whatever they wanted to show, how they edit stuff up. So they say, okay, we have to go to the back. And then they had to go back there, like how we do in church. I used to hate when I have to count money in church. I did, because I'm like, I'm missing the whole service back here counting money. Well, they go to the back to count the monies. And Dr. Jackie says, we have $53,340. So we short like $46,000. 46,000 was $660. So, Phaedra's like, I got it. I got it. Go ahead. So Phaedra's over there. They got this big check. Let me give you the picture. They got this big check they're going to present. And Phaedra's doing the writing on the check and everything. And Dr. Heavenly said, well, that's great that you got it. You're blessed, because that's a lot of money. I got it. And then Phaedra makes the remark in her confessionals, I got jobs. So we ain't in the same tax bracket, basically. I'm not like you bitches. I got jobs, so this little money, whatever. We're going to see how little the money is. Because you know what? I was listening to, let me get his name right, because I want to credit him for making me think about it. Lord, his name is D Singer Actor L. His YouTube page. And he had made me realize in his review. Remember when Phaedra owed the money to Candy's husband on Roa? And remember how long she took to pay him back his money? I'm wondering if these people going to ever get this money out of Phaedra since she didn't went back over to the housewives. Because the tea is, Phaedra still hasn't paid that money. So they go out there to present the guy this check. You hear me? Look at him. They out there with the check. That's Phaedra pretty handwriting on there. Now that's Sweet Tea's head. That's the shadow of her head right there, Sweet Tea's. But they present that, the $100,000 to this charity that he has. And as of today, they have not issued the check to him for the $100,000 because the money is not there because Phaedra has not paid it. And the man got back with what's his name? Jackie, I'm looking through my papers now. Jackie Patterson that she called up there. Yeah, you got to go back and rewatch the show. Watch it over there on Peacock. That's what Dr. Heavenly said. She called Jackie Patterson up there. for him to come and so she won't look crazy up there and not get nobody to bid on her, for him to pay the $4,000 that he requested his money back. So now Phaedra owes 51,000 something. So, as of the end of this, they think they, got the money, and Phaedra's gonna do her big one and pay. So these bitches what she made up. But when we break on everything, I think the gala, to even get it going, for the flowers and the furniture they had to rent, the space, the food, and all this other stuff, it cost $30,000+ that Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly paid. Plus, each lady was supposed to pay the $2,500. Toya had auctioned off a bunch of dresses that the ladies had donated for her. I think she made like $5,000. Got mad at Dr. Heavenly and said the dresses that Dr. Heavenly, this is all from Dr. Heavenly, that Dr. Heavenly gave were dirty. Dr. Heavenly said when she got the dresses back, these are not even the dresses that she gave. She's thinking, she said, plus they was cheap dresses. So she's thinking these dresses were Sweet Tea's dresses. She said, because she know the dresses that she donated, she paid over $15,000. Collectively, they would have been worth $15,000. She said, so she sold our shit for too low. That was that on that. All in all, like I say, they think that they got the money, as of the end of the episode, they got the money. Curtis is there at the event, and he tells Dr. Jackie how proud he is of her in the confessional, but she lets him know the next year she would not be the chair on this. No, I think this stressed her out too bad, because originally Dr. Jackie wanted to do $25,000. Dr. Heavenly said we could have raised that in our sleep. But Phaedra, being full of fakeness, and said, oh, I got it. And this, she fell through. She did not have any money raised before the gala, and she was supposed to write the check of the balance because she said. So she wrote the check at the end of this show. But Dr. Heavenly had so many things to say today. It was a lot. So I advise you guys go on her YouTube page and look at it. But oh, honey, she read them down. So some of the things I do want to say, Dr. Contessa, she said that Scott couldn't make it to the gala, or was not coming to the gala, because he's still upset with Dr. Heavenly about what she was saying about him or whatever. So she brought her daughter. And I thought that was kind of weird, because I'm like, don't she have any other female friends? Why would you bring your daughter? Because I didn't see any other kids there. This is like it was an adult event. I know, I get it that her daughter was 15 at the time, but it seemed to be an adult event. Maybe they told her that she can bring her, but it seemed, because they're going to be drinking. Not that our kids don't be around people drinking, but most people thinking at these galas you're going to have, adults there, because we got adult beverages. We got people trying to, probably let loose a little bit. They probably want to get them liquored up so they want to give more money. Also, Phaedra was in charge of the items to be auctioned. So that Morocco trip, that was all Phaedra doing. If you got it like that, why did you pay for the dang on airfare? I don't understand that. So we get over to the live today, or the Patreon live. And Dr. Heavenly has said that she'd heard a rumor that Sweet Tea said she might not come to the reunion. Really? So she was like, she over there listening to Phaedra. She said, but Phaedra got another job to go to. You know, because I'm like, she said, because I know damn sure she ain't gonna get her ass on roller. They ain't not gonna let her over there. She might get her in the scene, but they ain't gonna pay her to be in that scene. I said, ooh, now I can't even. Y'all talked about how bad Candy, y'all thought she dressed the tacky or not, you know, name brand. Some even thought that maybe she was not wearing designer, you know, like wearing, put like this fake designer. Can you imagine Sweetie, my glasses, trying to hang with Portia now? No, that ain't even happening at all. So, but if she does not come to the reunion, you know that's the end of her. She won't be on the show anymore. So I would suggest, I always would like to, you know, whenever I leave a job, I want to leave it in good standing. Why my glasses, Lord? Leave a job in good standing. I wouldn't want to leave in make it so I couldn't come back. So, Sweetie, I think she don't want to go to the reunion because you know they about to get on her ass because you've been talking shit on your dang on YouTube page. And you're gonna have to come and stand in it, honey, because you know, because you've been riding quad, and from what we see on the screen so far, quad is not saying nothing to you. You know, from what we see, but you know, behind the scenes, we know that you and quad got into it. So you know they're gonna come for your ass at this reunion. So she says that, and then basically she talks about how Dr. Heavenly talks about Phaedra not paying that money yet to this date. You know they filmed this months ago. Because when they start filming, was it in June or late May? But they filmed for like 3 months, so maybe they were done filming in September. We in January, and she ain't paid. So will she be paying so she's over there at Broad? You remember Todd couldn't get that money. He wanted, if she finally said it, I think she owed him like $8,000 or something, and then try to get smart about it, like he really need. Oh, that's right, because he's on the allowance, and you know, trying to talk all this stuff. No, you can't talk on stuff when you owe me some money. Give me my money. That's funny, you know, when people need the money or whatever, or need you to do something for them, or they'll say, "Oh, go ahead with your little stuff," and then you know, Dr. Heavenly really. I heard the little shade she threw about the lake house. And she was like, that's my son's house. We bought the house. We put 20% down. We got it for, it wasn't that expensive. It was like 400 and something thousand. And he's 22. I'm like, shoot, I need her to adopt me. She's setting her kids up so nice. I mean, so nicely. So, because she also had mentioned that, yeah, because the house of Laura's she's getting a penthouse downtown. Buy me, mommy. She's getting that for Laura. You know, she said, because I wish somebody could have set me up like this. I'm giving them the life that I wish I could have had. You know, I feel like if you got it, she's also to let her daughter know that any man that try to come and talk to you that should be able to do more for you than me and your daddy did. So that way she ain't running up behind somebody that, you know how these young girls, they see people who driving around nice cars and whatever. No, she got the nice car. She got the nice house. I ain't got to run up behind somebody don't mean me no good, you know. So that's that with that. So then, let me see what else we got on there. So then she had also stated that Phaedra had said she had bought her son the property, but Dr. Evans said, I ain't seen it yet. She said, so Phaedra says she has all these different things or whatever, and basically was saying that Phaedra wanted to come on the show and thought that she was going to be be a boss over there and be able to run those ladies. She said, we're not dumb. We're educated women over here, and she can't run us. She don't got no more than anybody else, she said. And from the looks of it, some of us may have more than her. And she started running down her jobs, Phaedra's jobs. Because she was like, appearing on these different shows, she said, that doesn't pay money. She said only like when she was on Traders, only the person got money was the person who won. Everybody else got the per diems. It's exposure or whatever, but she's not getting money from those shows. She said, I know how this shit work. I was like, oh, honey, she ran it down. And she also talked about Sweet Tea. And she talked about Dr. Contessa. And she says in her live that there is going to be an episode where her and Dr. Contessa does have a sit down. But she says she ain't trying to be, she wants to be cordial. She can't see, being back like they were. And so that's basically it. That's the end of the Mean Girl Gala. Tell me what you guys thought about the show. I thought it was funny as I don't know what. Dr. Heavenly had me dying. Phaedra with her shade had the girls gag when she said, I'm not like you bitches. I thought it was funny. They got to meet King. We see Dr. Mimi. So Dr. Mimi's going to be on the next episode. So, it looks like they're coming in through Greg. She's a psychiatrist just like Dr. Greg is, or Dr. G. And I don't know. I think we're about to get ready for a ride. I've been enjoying each episode. Some people say, oh, this felt like a filler, but I thought it was funny. Or was they saying last week's episode was a filler? I don't know. Since we had that funeral, I don't know where we at. But I thought it was funny. I thought Dr. Heavenly stole the show to me because that shade was shading. It was shading. It was fun shade, And then when the man came over and said that, Phaedra should have been mad at him, talking about because she's going to have to put out. Then he ran back over there. I guess he didn't think this car was going to be built. He won his money back on his car, them $4,000. So old pimp wasn't playing. So that's the end of my live. Let me take my butt on to sleep. Y'all have yourself a great night. It's actually almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And enjoy. And y'all just let me know. Hey, please let me know exactly how y'all feel about Married to Medicine this season. What would y'all like to see? Because I can't wait to King and Dr. G get into it because I know that's got to be some funny stuff. But also, Dr. Heavenly spoke about a lot of things, and she said, y'all should wait. She said, because I'm going to get, basically, they're going to come after her. But she said, because she said, but stay with me because I'm the money. Stay with me because basically she said, because she didn't want to tell them the truth. And then you go see everything unfold because it's about to be unfolding about this money that Phaedra has not paid yet. The lady who got it. And then when she says, Apollo comes on this show, he shows up and shows out. She said, but I don't know how they're gonna edit it and what they're gonna put out. I'm like, what gets him activated? But that's it. Let me go eat my little soup and take my little butt on the bed. And y'all have yourself a great evening. And please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. I'll do another live probably, what's today? Tuesday or Wednesday morning? I want to do a reality chat live, period. Because these reality shows is kind of hidden. And I think I might start watching Traitors just to see how it goes. Some people say it's really good. So, because they got Robin Dixon on there, and I would like to see her on the screen again. I liked Robin. I don't know why people didn't like her. I didn't like Candace because she was a spoiled brat to me, but that's me. But anyways, neither here nor there. That's Rope over there, and this is Married to Medicine. So y'all have a good night, and I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye. Well, let me play my thing.